ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं करुणावरुणालयपालय मां भवसागरदुःखविदूरहृदौ रचया किल दर्शनतत्त्वविदं भवशङ्करदेशिकं मे शरणं। समस्तब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो नमः। मण्डूकमहर्षे गौडपादाचार्यवर्याय आद्यशङ्कराचार्य अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। अथ अथर्ववेदान्तर्गतमाण्डूक्योपनिषद शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवैतः यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अथ अलातशान्त्याख्यचतुर्थं प्रकरणम्। ॐ फ्रॉम 58th mantra we will see. धर्मायः इति ये इति जायन्ते जायन्ते तेन तत्त्वतः जन्ममायोपमं तेषां सा च माया न विद्यते. So after Vesa in the earlier shlokas, this samvrutya jayate. So what is there is in Parabrahma. What is seen is the Karyakarana, Hetu Phala. Where is the basis for the Hetu Phala to exist? Only Avesha. Only because of the Avesha, Hetu Phala is existing, in which I am following the Dharma and I am getting the result of Sukha Dukkha Phala. And this Hetu Phala existence, Hetu Phala Avesha, Hetu Phala's implication of becoming Dharma be attentive. Not there in reality, they are all samvrutya jayate. What is samvruti? Avidya. Samvrutya jayate sarvam. And shashvatam nasti tenavai. Then when the vidya removes the avidya kruta, this hetu phala vada also goes away. Therefore, it is not shashvatam. Second is what? Sadbhavene ajas sarvam. No, very typical explanation is, by absolute nature, everything is that unborn, undying, undecaying Atma only. Therefore, there is no Uchcheda, there is no destruction also. So, because it is Samvriti, the Jayate is not real. Because it is Ajam, therefore, there is no Uchcheda. Therefore, Janma and Uchcheda are only to you to explain to you. But in the pure Paramatma, Hetu Pada ka Janma bhi nahi hai, Hetu Pada ka Uchcheda bhi nahi hai. In the pure Paramatma. This recognition and avoiding in it itself is called realization. Realization is not that I was the self and I got bound now and now I am doing sadhana to get myself liberated. These are all okay in the beginning. But the higher levels of meditation or understanding, the liberation is only to know that I was never bound. Because if the bondage is real, it would never go. Because reality will not go. And that which goes away was never real. Then what is? It was appearance. So that particular typical stage of life where we have accepted the unreal and it is accepted as a reality, we suffered. Now we are maturing to know that the unreal was ever not there, never was there. So, what is the removal of the snake? The removal of snake is knowing that there was never a snake. By no other means you can remove the snake. Even if you remove it, still there will be a fear. बेच तो दिया उसको पकड़ के बाहर, but again it may come. But sarpa nasti thi jayate chet. If you know the snake is not there at all, then you will never have a fear. क्योंकि था ही नहीं वो. And saying that snake is never there is correct also. And it will happen only know the rope. And see the relation. What a contrast picture of the rope and snake. The innocent rope, but poisonous snake. Never moving rope, but always moving, and that snake which is slowly creeping, frightening snake, but innocent rope. So too the Ananda Swarupa, Sat Swarupa, Chit Swarupa is the self. And continuously frustrating miserable is the entire thing other than the rope self called a snake, right from the Ahankara up to all the Upadis, and there also the Ishvara up to the everything of the Jagat. Remember, even Ishvara also is Badha Karaka, because he will give the Dukkha or Naraka depending on our own Papa. देवर ईश्वर भी एक हमारे लिए दुखी देने वाला है. Everything is dukkha karaka only except Paramatma, and all that we have imposed on ourselves, which is not really there. So samvrutya jayate, therefore shashvam nasti, sadbhavini ajam, therefore uchcheda nasti. Aha. This is what the deep logic will reveal to us, the understanding. That understanding at every level itself breaks the shackles of non-understanding at those levels. And the final shackle is Aham Jivosmi is broken when Aham Brahmasmi is experienced. Keep that as goal. So, in therefore, dharma ye iti jayante te na tattvataha. Now, become very acutely concentrating to listen this meaning and then bhashya also. Here dharma means anything other than Paramatma. What are the things other than Paramatma? The Chitta. And in the Chitta, Paramatma's reflection appearing as a Jiva. And all the vasanas of Jiva. And the Jiva gets his own Dehendriyadi and their Tadatmya. And with that all Sankalpa Vikalpa. And for that expression of Sankalpa Vikalpa, he needs the gross world of instruments. And then he does the work, then he gets the objects as result. All of them are dharmas. All of them are not there. Exactly like movie. On the screen, when you enter, before the projection happens, nothing is there. Once the projection starts, everything is projected till the movie is over. How much our variety of things that are seen on the screen, all of them, though appear to be real, all of them are projections only. They are all called dharma, expressions. So, in our understanding, to limit our understanding to help us, dharma, I mean jiva bhava, na jayante. Because if you remove the jiva's birth, then jiva only will have तादात्म्य देहेंद्रियादि. जीवा ही नहीं है तो ये तादात्म्य भी नहीं रहेगा, संसार भी नहीं रहेगा. This is happening where? In the cave of our heart. That's how when these type of thoughts are expressed, the disciple should deeply listen to them from the heart. Note down the point and contemplate on them. What is indicated here? Self alone is real. Other than that, the bhava of the jiva, in which I am identifying with this deha, therefore I am calling other dehas are other than me and taking the world as real. It is said that in the ultimate contemplation, they are not there. How to sort out it? How to get convinced about it? This tadapa, this tapana is called contemplation. And in the heat of contemplation, and keep on doing every day, slowly that shackles will be broken. The curtains will be pierced through. Then we start then understanding what was meant and why it was meant by our rishis munis through these Upanishads. क्यों कह रहे क्या कह रहे वो तब समझ में आएगा. When they say Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, that time you will understand. Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha, when they say it. Dharma ye iti jayante, te tattvataha na jayante. Then Janma, Tesham Janma, Maya Upamam. And Sacha Maya, na vidyate. So what is there is self only. In that self, no jiva is born. If it all is born, the birth of self is because of Maya. And that Maya was never there in the self. देखो, the pots are born in the mud. That pot is a dharma. Te tattvata na jayante. Really they are not born. Janma mayopamam. There is an inexplicable concept because of which the pot is born in the mud, you accept it. That inexplicable thing is never there in the mud. Mud is always mud. In the same way, the Satchit Paramatma alone is real. But entire Jiva Bhava and his all desires and the gross world, they become so substantial. It's given real. Like again and again, the only example for us is either the dream or this movie. So the hero will have to go to, for his sake, a beautiful bike or a car or an helicopter or a train. All of them are organized. So he should travel, is the idea of the director. Naturally, he will provide that vehicle also in that. Now, that particular hero also is projected there. His traveling plan also is projected. His vehicle also is projected. And the movement of the vehicle is projected. Then really in the moment the traveling happening, that also is projected. Then he reached somewhere, that also is projected. But we don't take it like that way. Janmamayopamam tesham. Again, the only point is avesha, avesha, avesha. Insistence, insistence, insistence. The whole problem, whether it is the grossest problem of worldly samsara or the subtlest problem of inability to know the self, only one common culprit is avesha. That we don't want to leave that standpoint. We don't want to hold on to. And when you leave that wrong standpoint, what happens is we only are liberated, released from that shackle. That is a bhuta preta seated in us, doesn't allow us to leave that shackle of avesha. And as long as we are having avesha, that's what no tavat samsara is there. So long we suffer. Even if our million lives also, if you want liberation, the only thing is drop the shackle of insistence called as avesha. मैं जीव हूं मैं देह हूं ये सत्य नहीं है ये आवेश है वो सत्य बना के बिठा रहा है और रियल सत्य को छुपा रहा है तो इस आवेश को हम कम करते जाएं फिर इसका सत्यता भी कम होएगा देन ओनली वी स्टार्ट नियरिंग इट द दैट्स व्हाई टू अचीव इट ओनली वी आर टोल्ड टू गो टू द गुरु नॉट कॉल द गुरु why because the avesha that I need comforts is broken when you go there. I will do whatever I want. Avesha is given up. No, when you are at your home, you are aveshita with your own choices. First, you have to break that shackle. That's why you have to go to Guru. You must submit to discipline. Whether you are a करोड़पति हो या तुम कुछ भी हो, गुरु के उस जगह में तो you are like everyone. All rules are imposed on you. They are the beginnings of breaking the shackles. With these gross shackles, when they are broken, then only the subtle shackles of I will live routine according to my choice will be broken. I'll be living the routine prescribed in the Shastra or by the Guru in the ashram. Then only the higher shackles are broken. About at the eating level, you will be given what is given here. You have to break the shackle that I can't be without that and I can't be with this. No. So the time shackles, the food shackles. You understand? Everyone aveshas are broken by the Guru in the ashram. When you allow it, that is not chiseling out of the stone the idol. In the stone, there is idol is there, which is worship worthy. But so many unwanted shackles are there. The sculpture goes on chiseling it and removing. The more chiseling is doing, the more conspicuous the idol becomes. So too, the more the shackles are broken, the self starts expressing. That we have to allow the Guru to do. We can't do it by our choice. To certain level, he'll allow to do. He will do if you allow him. Later on, it is our job. Final stages. Then the psychological shackles of what you like is dropped and you are supposed to like what is given. You have to like the food, you have to like the ashram stay, you have to like other friends, disciples, you have to like your own guru. Most importantly, you have to like the God who is there. Then the shackles at the intellectual level are broken through the logic and Shastra. Then the final shackle, I am Jivosmi, Dehosmi is broken only on the long time of Nididhyasana meditation. That was a topic we took up in our introduction of ABCD inspiration, and that is applicable here. So, dharma ye jayante iti tattvata na jayante. Janma tesham janma mayopamam. Sacha maya na vidyate. See, this is the thing in the initial classes. We will never be able to even listen also because in that there are so many contradictions. But as we devote to the Shastra and Guru, slowly we rise above the contradictions to understand what is conveyed. What is conveyed is the standpoint of the Jagat, the standpoint of the truth. From the standpoint of the Jagat, Jagat is created by Maya. And Maya is in the Adhina of Narayana, Paramatma. From this side, in Paramatma, there is no need of Maya Shakti. Therefore, creation is not there. These are the two things. Then what is sadhana there? Therefore, if you are holding on to Maya, you are in the Jagat. If you are holding on to Jagat, you are in the Maya. When you are in Maya and Jagat, you are never with the Lord. What is binding is Maya, Maya Krita Jagat. What liberates is the Lord. Then what is to be done? Slowly our attention, our importance from the Jagat and Maya, you have to give it to the Lord, the Self. To the extent we value the self, you yourself will see the value to the worldliness goes away. That is called as the Maya is going away. When the self is finally apprehended, in the apprehension of self, the Maya Avidya is not there, then the Maya Avidya Janita, Jagat Jiva Ishwara Bheda, not there, you are liberated. This is what you have to catch. If this subtlety is not caught at the gross level when you come to class, क्या बोल रहे हो गुरु? बोलते हो जगत माया से आया, बोलते हो माया नहीं है. क्या आप पहले आप समझ के आओ, वो चीज नहीं है, वो कैसे क्रिएट करता है. So that insistence of him is because he's not tuned to the Guru. If he's tuned to the Guru, you will understand what Guru is saying is a prakriya. In that prakriya, your question also is answered and what Guru wants to also is conveyed. Your question is where from the world came. The answer is it came from Maya. And what Guru wants to say is there is no Maya or the world, who is what is there is only Paramatma. In this explanation of Jagat is there because Maya, but Maya is there because of Lord, but in the Lord there is no Maya. This is to satisfy you as well as to convey what he wants to say. From both sides he is explaining. And you have to work out on that. Just because Guru is saying it is not truth, then it is truth, therefore Guru is saying. Just because Guru said you need not accept, but you experimented, you didn't know that it is a truth. And only just because Guru said you will not cross it unless it becomes your knowledge. And as by saying 2 days back, if you remember, in this heated contemplation, when you are in closed eyes, you can see the entire gross things, along with whatever the value that was given to us till then, starts getting fizzled away, start getting dismantled, start getting dissolved, liquefied. This is called spirituality. Where the gross is getting melted away in the cognition of the subtle, that's called spiritual evolution. At the subtlemost evolution, only self alone is there. Other than him, neither karana, nor sukshma, nor sthula. And the samsara is, the more you accept sthula, sukshma, karana, the more you are in samsara. And the peakest level of samsara, like the peakest level of the corona, is sthula alone is real. In that level we are. Therefore, all our worry, our work, our attention, everything is about sthula only. Not even this much we are able to understand that sthula is final outproduct of the sukshma. Sukshma is long lasting than the sthula. इतना भी हम समझ नहीं पा रहे. पूरी दृष्टि हमारे स्थूल के ऊपर है जिंदगी भर. Someone who's in sthula, how can you go into sukshma? How can you go to the karana? How can you go to the karana atita? So this is how the main sloka, the word by word meaning, then Bhashakara's kind, compassionate explanation, and Anushangika to that, the other contemplations with which we break our shackles. In this text, the Guru Adi Shankara or Gaudapada and disciples who are studying Bhashya, they don't have all those shackles. Therefore, for them, this much is enough. What we have added is required for us because we have not broken those misunderstandings. Otherwise, literal thing is one. All the samvaranam, samvriti also only maya hai, maya bhi nahi hai in the true self. Janma maya pamam tesham sacha maya na vidyate. So, now bhashya dekho, ye api atmanaha अन्ये they are called as dharmaha. Dharma ye iti jayante is the main sloka. So ye dharmaha jayante iti kathyate. Those dharmas which are born, that is what is said. About that I am telling. कि ये अभी आत्मानः अन्ये च आत्माना means the individual selves, अन्ये means the chittadi, dharma jayante iti kalpyante. They are kalpita that they are born. Te iti evam prakara yatokta samruti. What is samruti? Kalpita but called as created. No, yesterday I spoke it for more than 4 or 5 minutes. Very powerful thing. After this much of spiritual listening, we must come to a higher understanding that the world is not created, but world is manifested. Then imagined. Then projected. This is how you have to know. World is not, it's not creation. It's not only manifestation. For the world, it's creation, for the worldly people. But for you and me, it's a creation means coming of something which is not there. Creation मतलब जो नहीं है होना. Now, after this much of Vedanta, you must know nothing is created. What is there already is manifested. Is a pot created or manifested? Ornaments are created or manifested. If you know that, they are not creation, they are manifestation. All the time existing mud only appearing as pot. This change, if it comes to us, that the world is appearance, then slowly we'll accept that it will disappear. Then our dukkha, when it is disappearing, we don't suffer. Then we deliberately make the world absent to discover that reality, which was neither absent nor present when the appearances came and gone. That is reality. इति कल्प्यन्ते ते इति एवं प्रकारा यथोक्ता संवृत्तिः निर्दिश्यते इति संवृत्त्या एव धर्माः जायन्ते. What is samvriti? Kalpita is taken as jayante. Therefore, because of the samvriti only, they are taken as jayante. Otherwise, not jayante, not born. Is it not? This is the very sublime thought. Like I give any example of anything assembled. You bought a thing, got a. No, the object, its utility also is a kalpana. The parts also kalpana. The joining of them also is kalpana. It is utilization also kalpana. But it is working. Just because it is working, don't take it as real. Real means it should always be there. It's not always there. The parts can be broken, parts can be removed. Self is such one which can never be broken, never be removed. That is why it is reality. Like a scooter or car is there. Scooter may you may go everywhere, but still the every aspect of that is kalpana. If you can understand it, you have sorted out your Vedantic concept, Vedantic understanding. You have hit it, you have solved that puzzle. I am telling you, like I am here at my own state in the self as blissful. In that case, do I become Deha? No. Then do I need to go somewhere else? No. Then do I need a scooter? No. Then do I order for a scooter? No. Will there be scooter for sales? No. Will there be assembly of the scooter with all parts? No. Will there be a creation of an instrument called as a scooter by a scientist? No. Is it not? One side, one jiva is imagining a vehicle's creation for movement. Another side, another jiva is imagining another vehicle for his movement. Here he is a bhokta, he is a karta, but both are jivas. That fellow cannot be happy in his self without being the creator of scooter. This fellow is not happy with himself without being the purchaser and user of scooter. Therefore, his manufacture of scooter, my purchasing and using of scooter is only kalpita right from the beginning. Any example for that? This is what you have to again and again think. And what are the proofs? The two proofs were the life was continuous even when the scooter was not there. Even now, when many scooters are there, still the life of many is continuing without scooter. Even today, on 800 crores of people, 750, there are millions who have not even touched the scooter. इफ इट इज जरूरत है सबके लिए जरूरत होना चाहिए नहीं है तो ये कल्पित होना चाहिए आत्मा सबको जरूरत है इसलिए सब में है आत्मा स्कूटर वाले में भी है जिसमें स्कूटर नहीं है उसको उसमें भी आत्मा है दैट्स व्हाई इट्स नित्य सत्य इट इज नित्य मिथ्या so these are all with so many in between fill up the blanks I said but it gives an idea as to from what standpoint the world is said to be kalpita should be said is mithya and it is because samvriti it is because maya in reality it is not there. And that is why that scooter gets broken after some time. Parts are sold. The parts also become melted to become back to the iron. Then the iron is not used, it goes into the earth, where when it becomes dead planet, it also dissolves in the higher material. Finally, what remains is conscious self. Okay. न ते तत्त्वतः परमार्थतः जायन्ते. In really they are not born, samvritya they are born. Yat punah tat samvritya janma tesham dharmanam yathoktanam yatha maya janma tatha tat maya upamam pratyetavya. So their janma is maya upamam. No, you can't talk these examples in the world. It's only at the highest level of Upanishad we are giving example. I forgot myself to the blissful self. Then only I became Jiva. Then I went Deha. Then Deha ko sukh chahiye, tab milega mere ko sukha. Therefore, Deha can be happy when it goes to that park. Then I need a scooter or car. They are all imagined only. What a yogi does, a sadhu does, a sannyasi does, a meditator does, sits at one place, he drops all the outer dependencies, he drops Dehendra Manabuddhyadi, he goes into his essential self. He is blissful there. इतना डिस्कशन में at this grossest LKG level of ours, if this much thing we catch as essence, we have helped ourselves. What is that? Everything which is appearing to be existing, appearing to be required, appearing to be necessary, compulsory, all is my own projection. If this much is understood, at least we stop fighting with the world outside. उतनी शांति तो मिल जाएगी. At least this much. If you don't go into the deeper contemplation of a intellect where you discover gross, subtle are only the grossification of the ignorance. अगर आप वहां तक नहीं जा पाए, even at this level it helps. कल्पिता माया है. Silently you should keep it in your mind. Purvajanma karma prarabdha made the kalpita thing called as you and I met. Once we met, everything is again kalpita in our mind regarding our mutual any type of relation. And that kalpita relation gives that type of interactions and emotional sukha dukkha bondage. Is it no? And one more subtlety is what I go through in my life is in my own mind. In my own mind's kalpana, irrespective of what is happening at your mind, sometimes it may match. That's only coincidental, accidental matching only, but not in reality. That's why in some cases we hate somebody, but he loves me. Some places you love someone, but they hate us. In some places, mutually love. In some places, mutually hate. In some places, absolutely neutral. How come the 4 5 possibilities are there? If the possibilities are more, means none of them are real. If it is real, it should be only one without second. Because two reals cannot be. Okay? Narayana. That much if you can come to, but it requires guts. Those who are living life at the grossness and emotions of the mind, उनको तो ये पूरा आप जिस कुर्सी पे खड़े हो बैठे हो उसी को खींच रहे हैं, ऐसा लगता है. For them it looks like a life is empty without that. Therefore they don't dare to do that. Like many of you earlier days used to tell, स्वामी आप भक्ति पढ़ाओ मेरे को अच्छा लगता है, मैं वेदांत नहीं सुन सकता हूँ. कुछ लोग अभी भी फंसे हुए हैं. But some of them are coming out of it. Because when the intellectual Vedantic inquiry begins, it breaks all these psychological barriers and shackles which we think the security zones they are. And we don't even understand that they are the cause of our dukkha. सबके लिए नहीं होता है बट धीरे धीरे अंदर लेना in one lifetimes energy exercise and study if little of the change if we bring ourselves in ourselves that would be a great achievement next life में और थोड़ा what gurus give us in shastra is from the LKG to the PhD level what we study also is LK to PhD but our travel is LKG to UKG to Nattadi first class second class ऐसा ही होता है. So that much if we gain, that is sufficient gain. If you can try more, you can try more. And this is to be slowly digested inside. Outside, be normal. Conduct the life as it was conducted before we study this knowledge. But only the value given to the world as reality slowly change inside. Expression is same love, same duty orientation, same commitment, same perfection in doing the things going on. But then ये तो माया से है, हकीकत में नहीं है, ये मेरा लक्ष्य नहीं है, परमात्मा मेरा लक्ष्य. Inside through right knowledge from the जड़ we have to काटना है इस संसारा वृक्ष को. जड़ में काटोगे देख देख के धीरे बाहर में सूख जाएगा वो. If you cut the tree at the root and leave it, in 2 days you can see slowly branches, everything gets dried up. So, to at the root level in our intellectual contemplation, let us cut the jada. Outside, let us continue as normal. Outside also slowly goes away by itself. You will not struggle outside. यत् पुनः तत् संवृत्या जन्म तेषां धर्माणां यथोक्तानां यथा माया जन्म तथा तत् मायोपमं प्रतीयेतव्यम्. पूर्वपक्षी says माया नाम वस्तु तर्हि सिद्धान्ति न एवं सा च माया न विद्यते. माया इति अविद्यमानस्य आख्या इति अभिप्रायः. माया means that which is not there, उसका ही नाम माया है. इति आख्या. Now, katham mayopamam tesham dharmanam janma iti aha. How just like Maya is the creation of all the dharmas? Give you an example. Example is given. Yatha maya mayad bijat jayate tanmayongkuraha nasau nityo na chochede taddad dharmeshu yojana. These are the little subtler thinking. Yatha maya mayad bijat tanvayah ankura jayate. The bija which is sown is Maya Maya. Ankura also Maya Maya. Because of Maya Maya, it is not Nitya. Because it is Maya Maya. And because of Maya Maya, it is now Uchedi. Because Maya Maya, you can't do the Ucheda of also that. Tadvat Dharmeshi Yojana is a crux. In the same way, all the bhavas that I am a jiva, that I am a dehi, therefore I have this relativity, this identity, and these are the places I am staying, therefore these are all my relativities or responsibilities. सब इसी माया से है. Is it not? एक बार कबूल कर ली, एक्सेप्ट कर ली कि यह दुल्हा है, तुरंत दुल्हा के ऊपर आने वाले सारे चीजें उसके सर पर आ जाते. तब तक दुल्हा नहीं था वो, दुल्हा ही कहते ब्रूम. The moment he accepts dulha, immediately everybody's language changes about him. Till that time he was called with some name. Suddenly कहते हैं ये दुल्हा. Then दुल्हा related only. When they go to shop for the dress, एक दुल्हे के लिए ये 5.5 फीट हाइट का है, उसके लिए एक कोट सूट बनाओ. ये दुल्हे के लिए खरीदो, दूल्हे के लिए शेरवानी ले आओ. एक्सेप्ट किया तो हो गई ना. अब दुल्हे कोई दुल्हन होती है वहां. फिर सारे घोड़ा गधा ले आना, बारात ले आना. द मोमेंट एक्सेप्ट, उससे पहले नहीं थे वो. An example, the moment you became that clerk, till that time you were not. But appointment order आ गया, साइन किया, बैठ गए, immediately the table, the chair, the files, the work, the relation with other co-employees, with the boss, till that time they were not there. Once you are retired, they go away. Without thinking it, people are involving. That is called as samsara. When you start thinking, you start understanding what is permanent, what is temporary. That is called spirituality. Expand your thinking. Remember, everyone is involved in some or other samsara. In reality, samsara is not there. Everyone is involving in samsara by their choice. What is the choice? Somebody being a clerk, somebody is being a teacher, somebody is being a businessman, somebody being something else. Nobody is becoming everything, and nothing of everybody is permanent. So each individual's Maya is making image. Each individual, total Maya is making total people. But both are Maya, both are unreal. If it is real, everybody should be so. How can there be disparity of reality? Because in reality, the option should not be there. Two reals cannot be there. And two things cannot be real. One only reality. Everything, is it not? Think about it that way. When you want to go to America, if you are an Indian, no problem. The moment you go to, you have to passport, visa, permission, checking. तो सारे आपके सर पे आ जाते. They were not there earlier. In the same way, the moment I become Jiva, immediately Dehadi Tadatmya. The moment Deha Tadatmya, then Vishwatayasa Prajna. Then everything comes in front. How many times you have to think it to remove from the root the wrong concepts of the Deha Jiva being real, will they go away? नहीं उसको रखोगे वैसे तो फर्क नहीं पड़ता बट संसार विल नॉट एंड यावद हेतु फलावेश तावद संसार उदय तावद संसार आयतः आपकी मर्जी है. If you want true liberation, it's only in the knowledge of the self. The self knowledge is two types, the nature of reality and the projected Maya. दोनों समझो उसको छोड़ो उसको पकड़ो, you get liberated. सा च माया न विद्यते माया इति अविद्यमानस्य आख्या इति अभिप्रायः कथं मायोपमं तेषां धर्माणां जन्म इति आह. एग्जाम्पल देन यथा मायामयात् आम्रादि बीजात् जायते तन्मयः और मायामयः अंकुरः. इज इट नॉट? फ्रॉम द मायामय sown seed of mango, the mayamaya ankura of the mango only comes. That very nicely with graphics they show in the TV. जैसे रोपाई कर दी टुकड़े उसमें से आ गए. So the bija is mayamaya, ankura also is mayamaya there. Then vriksha, phala, everything you can add subsequently. Na asau na ankura, na asau ankura nityaha, na cha uchchedi vinashiva. Neither it is real eternal, neither it is eternal, nor it is removable. Is it not? Why both of them? Because abhutatvat. If it is real, it must exist. And that which exists alone can be destroyed. It is not real, therefore it is not destroyable also. Therefore, nacha nityaha, nacha uchchedi. Uchchedi means vinashiva, abhutatvat. Listen carefully. That's how I said, in that cinema or TV, somebody planted a plant or sown a seed. Tree grew. You didn't like that person. Go and pluck the tree. You can't pluck it. But still you can pluck it by understanding that it is unreal. If it is real, you can break it. No, it's not. How can you break it? That is what we gave example. Knowing that the world is unreal itself is breaking up shackle of the worldliness. By taking the world as existing, you can never go away from the world. What is the waking from the dream? Knowing the dream is unreal. Then only you wake up. If you take the dream as real, you can change the happenings in the dream, but you can never get out of the dream's bondage. These are called vichara. When this vichara is done, the bondage that the world is real goes away. When the avichara is there, means vichara is not done, the world is real, that bondage continues. That is why avichara krutaha bandhaha. The bondage is bondage that I am jiva deha adi. It is because of avichara, non-contemplation, non-inquiry. Vicharena nivartet. When you this way you keep on involving in the vicharana contemplation, the bandha that the world is real, deha is real, slowly goes away. Jiva is real. There is no other way. Tadvadeva, in the same way, dharmeshu, of all the jivas antakaranas, janma nashadi yojana yuktihi. In the same way, deha bhava, jiva bhava also, its janma and nasha is also like that mayamaya bija, mayamaya ankura. Final point is, natu paramarthatah dharmanam janmaha nashahava yujyate ityartaha. In the absolute self standpoint, never ever the jiva dehadi bhavas were born, nor they can be destroyed. No, this type of sublime logic, it never came in other Upanishads. In those Upanishads, only Paramatma Tattva was being told. Adreshyam, Agrahyam, Adugotram, Ashotram, Alakshu, Tatapani Padam, Nityam, Vibhum, Sarvagatam, Susukshmam, Tad Bhuta, Yat Bhutayonim Paripashanti Dhiraha, Yata Urannavi Sujate, Grunate. Only Siddhanta was spoken there, of the Advaita. But the Dvaitas, Vaitathyatva, Mityatva, with highest powerful logic and example, as it is given to us in Mandukya Karika, other places it is not. That is why they highlight the Mandukya Upanishad. In this, in the Prakarana, in the Agama Prakarana, what was said in other Upanishads said. Karikakar added three more Prakarana to also inquire about the world which is in front of, which is so really substantially experienced by us. He gave us all technique logics to inquire, finally to find that they are not real at all. It's a jalak given to us. You repeatedly study it, then we go deep into the understanding. हर बार इन श्लोकों को भाष्य को पढ़ते पढ़ते हमारी समझ आ रही सूक्ष्म होती रहेगी. Then slowly the reality given to the world reduces, samsara gets reduced. And if you and I are tuned to Bhagavan Adi Shankara and Karikakara and Manduka Rishi and Adharva Rishi through our deep devotion, every shloka will give us such a revelation which make us so much dance with joy and ecstasy that we caught the truth as truth, we understood the untruth as untruth. Ah, क्या बढ़िया आनंद होगा. It's like, जब दोस्त को दुश्मन मानते हो तो कितना दुख होता है, और दोस्त को दुश्मन नहीं लेकिन दोस्त जब जानते हो क्या खुशियां होंगी. Is it not? When you know the friend as enemy, you lost the joy of a friend and you have suffered the enemy. But when you discovered he is not the enemy but is a friend, all the dukkha of the enmity goes away, the sukha of the friendness comes to us. In the same way, the world which is unreal taken as real, reality which is real is forgotten as unreal. Then the unreal is dropped, real is caught. Double dhamaka. The Jiva Deha, they are unreal. When you know it, all the samsara which was there because Jiva Deha and dukkha goes away. Then the self which is Ananda Swarupa, when you realize the positive Ananda comes to us. Right? In every treatment, the disease along with all its dukkha should go away. Health along with all its energies should come to us. Is it not? That's a total medication. So to spiritual medication way, samsara with all its dukkha goes away. Paramatma with all his ananda comes to us. Dukkha nivritti, sukha prapti. Disease gone, health gain. Disease and dukkha gone, health and energy gained. I am healthy and energetic, joy. Diseased and painful, sorrow. So to ham jivosmi, dehosmi and samsara hasti, dukkha. Am brahmasmi, ananda swarupasmi, sukha. That is gone, this is gained. It's only a process started. You can continue or you can give it up or you can postpone it to million lives. It is everybody's choice. I am to choosing not to go away from this path. I am to choosing to make it more intensified. कि जो होगा देखा जाए. At the most, I may miss the world and worldly sukha. Let it be for some time. Let me touch this essential truth as spoken in the Upanishads. फिर देखेंगे. अगर वो झूठ है, शास्त्र और गुरु जो कहते हैं, फिर छोड़कर let us become again samsara. But nobody came back into samsara after touching the truth. Because samsara is not there to come back. सो द एग्जाम्पल जो दिया है, मायामय जीव से, बीज से मायामय अंकुर हुआ. इन द सेम वे इवन ऑल द समृद्धि से जो जन्म लिया वो भी माया है. सो कि धर्माणाम जन्म नाशो वा युज्यते इत्यर्थः. तद्वद एव धर्मेषु जन्म नाशाद योजना युक्ति न तो परमार्थतः धर्माणाम जन्म नाशो वा युज्यते इति अर्थः. This is what it is conveyed. Now we'll enter into this 60th mantra, which tells us something. Okay. Sri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama. Okay. Now, in that second line, what is said? Sadbhavenihi ajam sarvam. That is what said, no? Yeah. See, samvrutya jayate sarvam shashvam nasti tena vai. That first line of 57 is explained in the 58 and 59. In the 57, second line is sadbhavenahi ajam sarvam uchcheda tena nasti vai. That is explained in the 60th shloka. What is that? Ki sadbhaveni ajam sarvam, that is explained. Wonderful it is. Chant 60th mantra. Na ajeshu sarva dharmeshu shashvata shashvata bhidha yatra varnana vartante vivekastatra nochyate. Na ajeshu sarva dharmeshu shashvata shashvata bhidha yatra varnana vartante vivekastatra nochyate. So, sarva dharmeshu ajeshu na shashvata ashashvata aveda. So to yatra varna na varnante tatra vivekah na uchyate. What is the theme? I'll explain. Bhashya we will see. Ki because of the maya called as samvriti, the janma of the dharmas appeared. Their continuation appeared. Then dissolution also talked about. Janma as well as marana, both of them are samvriti and maya upama. What about actual reality? In the actual reality, neither janma is there, not marana is there. Janma marana nahi hai, therefore it cannot be talked in the language of it is born, it is living, it is eternal, it will die. Every of this language fails in it. That is what its ultimate nature. Again, I am saying Ajeshu Sarvadharmeshu means that pure self, which is in everything, which is never born, never dying, Shashvata Ashashvata Vidha. It is not Ashashvata. Therefore, you can't talk it about as Shashvata also. You can't name it. Compared to the temporary world, it is talked as permanent. Okay. But when you go into its nature, the word permanent doesn't work because word permanent is in relation with temporary. But by this, what is being said? Every definition, every explanation of the self is rejected only to say that it cannot be anything other than anubhuti. Why? Because anything when it comes under the purview of either words or under the purview of the concept of the intellection, it is become concept. It has become a name and form. Then it becomes one or the other thing like the world. Then it also becomes perishable. Again, I am explaining. The anubhuti of the Atma should be only a anubhuti, which cannot be a concept of intellect, can't be an object of the word to describe it. So, therefore, all the descriptions, all the conceptualities of the self are broken by this explanation. That self, which is never born, never dying, ever the same, can never be talked as Shashvata or even Ashashvata. So too, it has no form and name, therefore it cannot be talked in the language of any form or the name. That's the second line. Yatra varnaha na vartante. There the words never can explain about it. Tatra vivekaha na cha uchyate. What is Vitya? Vivekaha nitya and anitya. Again I am explaining the level of Mandukya. To come out of the anitya jagat, ashashvata jagat, the Paramatma is talked as nitya and shashvata. Okay? Once you reject the anitya jagat by trying to reach the nitya Paramatma, we reject the ashashvata jagat by reaching shashvata Paramatma. In the Paramatma, the language of nityata and shashvata don't work because the words were in contrast. What is finally Paramatma? Paramatma is beyond all contrasts or controversies, supporting all of them. That is why in the beginning of this fourth Alatha Prakarana, we saw our Guru Karika Karavar saying ki we don't enter into the Vivada. Vivadamo naitaisartam avivadam gurunataha. Each of them, the Nyaya Vaisheshika rejected the Sankhyans Srushtivada. Then Sankhya has destroyed or rejected the Nyaya Vaisheshika Srushtivada. Srushti is possible only this way, from something Srushti, from nothing Srushti. Nyaya says Vaisheshika, something from nothing Srushti came. That was rejected by the Sankhyan. Sankhyan says the Srushti came from something. Nyaya Vaisheshika says, how can when from something something can come? What both of them done? Both of them rejected the Srushti. So by remaining aloof from their interaction, I gained what I wanted. I need not to fight with them, nor I have to take any paksha. What was the meaning of that? Here it is coming. Self is beyond all contradictions, all opposites. And all opposites are talked or conceptualized. Therefore, Shashvata and Ashashvata both are concepts. Nitya, Anitya are both are words only. परमात्मा क्या नित्य है कि अनित्य है? No. If you say nitya, you have to talk about anitya also. You talk about shashvata, that word indicates the presence of something ashashvata. The moment you say shashvata, you are bound to accept ashashvata. That is why सत असत न उच्यते. परमात्मा को सत नहीं कह सकते, असत नहीं कह सकते. He is an अनुभूति, which is support of both sat and asat. The nearest explanation is hit sat, because you have to experience him as sat only. That word sat is in contrast with the asat only. That is why intellect also gets tired here, dropped. अभी तक इंटेलेक्ट यूज करके लॉजिक बताया हमको. अब इंटेलेक्ट को भी छोड़ो तो अनुभव में आएगा. अनुभव इज बियॉन्ड ऑल कॉन्ट्रास्ट्स, all contradictions, all opposites. That's what said in this shloka. Ajeshu sarvadharmeshu na shashvata ashashvata bhida. Yatra varna na vartante tatra vivekah na uchyate. That is why all shastras, all logics take us away from the world. To enter into the experience of the self, all the shastra and logic also you have to drop. Tatra vedana vartante naisha tarkena madiravanaya. It's so interesting. Very sublime. That is the विलक्षण अनुभूति. इसको किसी पदों में हम नहीं बता सकते. All the padas are only to reject the world, reject the multiplicity, reject the duality, reject the not self. Every Shastra is only to reject the not self, not to project or create the self or describe the self. All the descriptions again of the self are in contrast to not self only. They are not the final descriptions. Like the self is said as Sattu, it is in contrast with Asattu. It is said as Chittu, in contrast with the Achit or Jada. It is said as Ananta, in contrast to the Santa. Nitya, in contrast to the Anitya. Ekam, said in contrast with the Anekam or Dvaitam only. A sare descriptive explanation of the reality is only to reject the unreal. When you experience the real, Even all the descriptions also are invalid, not required. Again, when you have to explain it to the other people, you take the help of them. That is what. So through all the exercise of this Shastra study, Vicharana, what we do is travel from the reality given to the world to the rejection of reality given to the world. Then that which is real, which cannot be explained, which cannot be projected, but always is there, we experience. That experience, you call it Ananda, we call it as Chitta, we call it as Sat. There are explanations given when you seek it. दैट इज वाई सच्चिदानंद शब्द आत्मानुभूति नहीं है. आत्मानुभूति में सच्चिदानंद शब्द की जरूरत नहीं है. इज इट नॉट? इन द अनुभूति शब्द की क्या जरूरत है? लाइक आई एम हैप्पी. टू बी हैप्पी, इज देयर एनी वर्ड रिक्वायर्ड? नो. हैप्पीनेस इज बियॉन्ड वर्ड्स, नो. If somebody says I'm happy, he may use the word because being also happy. He may use the word being happy also. Word is not required to be happy. In the same way, every description about the self is not required to be in the self. But they are explained to take us from away from not self. That is the meaning of these 57th verses, second word line called as सद्भावेन हि अजं सर्वम् उच्छेदस्तेन नास्ति वै. परमार्थतस्तु आत्मसु अजेषु नित्य एकरस विज्ञप्ति मात्र सत्ताकेषु शाश्वतः अशाश्वतः इति वा न अविदा न अविधानं प्रवर्तते इत्यर्थः. यत्र येषु वर्ण्यन्ते यै अर्थाः ते वर्णाः शब्दाः न प्रवर्तन्ते अविधातुं प्रकाशितुं न प्रवर्तन्ते इत्यर्थः. इदम् एवम् इति विवेकः विविक्तता तत्र नित्यः नित्य इति न उच्यते यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते इति श्रुतेः. थोड़ा ये हाई लेवल वाला है, इसको हम कल आपको एक्सप्लेन धमाकेदार करेंगे. स्ट्रेट अवे वी गो इनटू 60th श्लोक. So in the Atma ultimate, it is Shashvata and Ashashvata. It is Satya and Asatya or Nitya and Nitya. These words or explanations or concepts are not required. Because concepts are made by the intellect. Words are uttered by the mouth. Forms are seen by the eyes. Self is such a state of being, none of them reach. When the equipments cannot reach, the functioning of the equipments, how can it reach? Like when I take the camera there, then I can shoot with camera. When I take the recorder there, I can record with the camera, the recorder. So the concepts are made by intellect. Intellect cannot reach there, then how can it be a concept? Then Shashvata, Ashashvata, Nitya, Anitya are the concepts, not experiences. In the experience, some words may match, that Nitya, Shashvata may match, but neither concept of the Nityata nor the word of Nityata is self. Self is experience. जब उसको बुद्धि के लेवल पे खींचोगे तो नित्य शाश्वत बताना पड़ता है. अब बताने के लिए मुख से बोलना पड़ता है. Just because you are not able to speak with the mouth or intellect, experience is neither denied. Just we are able to speak it, nor the experience is said to be gained. What we study in other Upanishad, na esha tarkena matirapaneya, वो यहाँ fit होता है. Why it has to be said? Because with all intellectual understanding, without experiencing the self, one may feel that I have reached the goal. मैं समझ गया ना मांडुक्य उपनिषद. And in that I studied all, so I used all the tarka logic, then I understood the world is unreal, self alone is real. As a Kaikar bhi, one person can be as a true philosopher, full philosopher, can continue to be bound without tasting experience of it. It is just like all of us see all the Punya Kshetras on the TV and say that we have reached it. We have seen them. बद्रीनाथ को टीवी में देखकर आप कह सकते हो कि बद्रीनाथ का दर्शन हुआ. In TV Badrinath, you can see Badrinath more closely than on the live, on the real when you go. When you go really, in between there are barricades. But when it is shown on the TV, they zoom it and they show every part of the Badrinath Shila Vigraha there. By seeing so, can you say that you have Darshana Badrinath? If you accept it, it is like intellectually you understood Vedanta and think that you have understood reality. नहीं ना भाई, फिजिकली बद्रीनाथ क्षेत्र में जाकर उनके सामने खड़े होकर दर्शन करना एज एनीवे अल्टीमेट रियलिटी देन वाचिंग ऑन टीवी. So to intellectually understanding but not experiencing is as good as this one. So to break the shackle of that person that he is in a notion that he has experienced by theoretical understanding, it is said that वो ना नित्य है ना अनित्य है ना सत्य है असत्य है ना शाश्वत है ना अशाश्वत है. The words won't reach. It's not a concept. It's an experience. To help such people, this type of the highest Vedanta is means one. ये कहकर कारिकाकार ने खुद अब तक जो कहा खुद ही वो सबको खुद ही डिनाई कर रहे हैं. He's denying what he said so far. Because it is not the word, it's not a concept, it's an experience. Some more beautiful things are there. Tomorrow we'll study. Next 4 or 5 shlokas, we'll talk about this beyond concept reality. And this is what I close the eyes and see that. With all concepts, wrong concepts I drop. And with the experience of self, the concept of self also I drop. इसका अर्थ क्या है ना, कोई दिमाग लड़ाए तभी आत्मा होता है क्या? किसी ने शास्त्र लिखा तभी आत्मा होता है क्या? किसी ने उसके ऊपर बहुत बका है या एक्सप्लेन किया तभी आत्मा होता है क्या? कोई दिमाग लड़ाए ना लड़े, शास्त्र लिखे या ना लिखे, self is always there. Is the self not there in a person who has not studied Mandukya Upanishad? Therefore, is Mandukya Upanishad required for the self's existence? No. That is the meaning. Mandukya Upanishad helps you to reject the not self. For the self-existence and also the experience, Mandukya is not required. It is to be dropped at the final level. But it becomes a vehicle to reach to that point. Final point में छोड़ना ही पड़ता. Meet more tomorrow. Om नाजेषु सर्वधर्मेषु शाश्वता शाश्वताभिधा यत्र वर्णा न वर्तन्ते विवेकस्तत्र नोच्यते अद्वयं च द्वयाभासं चित्तं स्वप्नेन संशयः अद्वयं च द्वयाभासं तथा जागरण संशयः स्वप्नदृक्प्रचरन् स्वप्ने दिक्षु वैदशषु स्थितान् अन्नजान् स्वे जान्वापि जीवान् पश्यति यान् सदा स्वप्नदृक्चित्तदृश्यास्ते न विद्यन्ते ततः पृथक् तथा तदृश्यमेवेदं स्वप्नदृक्चित्तमिष्यते जागृतचित्तेक्षणीयास्ते न विद्यन्ते ततः पृथक् तथा तदृशमेवेदं जागृतश्चित्तमिष्यते उभयन्योन्य दृश्येते किं तदस्तीति नोच्यते लक्षणाशून्यभूयं तन्मतेनैव गृह्यते. यथा स्वप्नमयो जीवः जायते मृतेऽपि च तथा जीवामि सर्वे भवन्ति न भवन्ति च यथा मायामयो जीवः जायते मृतेऽपि च तथा जीवामि सर्वे भवन्ति न भवन्ति च यथा निर्मितको जीवः जायते मृतेऽपि च तथा जीवामि सर्वे भवन्ति न भवन्ति च न कश्चित् जायते जीवः सम्भवोऽस्य न विद्यते एतत्तदुत्तमं सत्यं यत्र किञ्चिन्न जायते. These are the powerful shlokas. We will see them. Om 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 Om. So today in our Shakti series, we studied about Shrunkala, Bhedana, Chedana, Shakti, the power of breaking the shackles. In the Upanishad also, to a good peak point we reached. Next few shlokas are very deep. We try our best to understand them. Thank you. Give me 5 minutes.